Yes, well, I'll share it. No worries. Okay. So in our last session, we just discussed about the what is high availability, how high availability is uh, functioning in Fortinet, right? So that and all theoretically we saw. So today we are going to start with the lab. So we are going to perform active passive mode in high availability. So my first firewall, any site one, that firewall is going to be an active firewall. I want to make that firewall as an active firewall. And any site one backup, this firewall, I just want to make passive firewall as a redundancy firewall to achieve failover in my network. Okay. So first one, any site one, I want to make that one as a primary active device, and this is passive device. Sorry. Second firewall I want to make as a passive firewall. And how many high availabilities I want to perform high availability between two FortiGate firewalls. So how many HA interfaces we need? I mean heartbeat interfaces we need to form the high availability, guys, between FortiGate devices, two FortiGate devices. Really, we need a two interface HA interfaces, two pair of HA interfaces. So yes, minimum we need. Yes. One is enough to achieve high availability, and then two for backup purpose, high availability link backup purpose, we are using it. Fine, that's it. But if you have one link, then high availability will be formed. Okay, so that's not an issue. And maximum that the 1 to 4 is maximum you can give a number of links for a high availability as a redundancy purpose, backup purpose. Okay. So the thing is 1 to 4, the four maximum four hardwares you can make a high availability. You can mingle with a single group, high availability group, and you can participate max to max four hardwares in a cluster group. Okay. So as of now, we use two firewalls in single cluster. So max to max, you can also add more two firewalls for a backup play. I mean HA cluster formation. Okay, so fine. How after forming the high HA, right? How it is decided? My firewalls are deciding my peer is down. I need to become a active, or I need to become a passive, or I need to take care of the traffic. These steps, how it is selected, how it is chosen by these devices, identified by these devices. What is the process? By using which protocol my peer is identified, my primary devices goes down, and I need to become active. Exactly, it's a heartbeat information. So by using heartbeat packets, it's identified. So if not received heartbeat packets, then your secondary will become a prime active device. Okay. By using FGC, Fortigate control cluster control protocol. Okay. And that is using heartbeat packets. So just like that, hello packets. Okay. And by using heartbeat link, HA link. Okay, fine. So let's start with the lab. I'm not sure what is my management IP for site 1. Okay. FGCP. Fortigate clustering protocol. Yeah. Okay, Jaina. And what about my secondary device? I'm not sure it is configured. It's a fresh device, I think so. Or else yesterday in our previous session have we completed? No. So this is fresh firewall. Yes. Okay. .92 dot 168 dot 10 dot 20 10 dot 20 slash 24. Okay. Fine. Go to your management PC and start configure your basic setups in your FortiGate firewalls. So already my which is having 10.10 IP as a management IP, which is your primary firewall, right? So active firewall, which is going to be active firewall that is already pre-configured, and there are some policy and there are some interface configuration and all already we did, right? So admin. So go to network and interface. So my LAN WAN interfaces and management interface configure it is configured, and then go to policy. We have some policy. No. What happens? There is no policy. Okay. So we'll make some policy as well. LAN to WAN. So your LAN interface is your port to WAN is interface is also not configured. O2 is LAN. I mean that the role is defined. This is not given. 4 LAN 2 and 4 is LAN to WAN interfaces. Okay, fine. With your policy, create your policy for LAN to WAN. And port outgoing interface is your WAN port, and source might be anything from your LAN, and destination might be anything as of now. The service, for any service I'm going to allow, simple policy I'm going to allow create now, and that I'm going to implement source NAT with my WAN interface IP itself. I'm going to use for NAT, and that's it. This is fair enough. Okay. And what about network? Sorry. Static route and default route for internet access. 2.168.0.1 is my ISP gateway. It's fine. So in my primary firewall, I have done all my basic steps. Okay. So now I'm going to configure. In my secondary firewall, I'm not going to configure anything, and I'm going to configure only hereafter. I'm going to start my HA configuration, guys. Hereafter only I'm going to start my HA configuration. And once my HA configuration is completed, in my secondary firewall, I'm not going to configure anything. So it will be copied from your, once HA is formed, it will be copied from the HA cluster, all the configuration. Okay. So including your management interface IP as well. Okay. So let's go with the high availability configuration system HA. Right now I'm in my primary firewall, and choose a mode of high availability, active passive or active passive. And what is device priority, guys? So that's the thing I just want to ask. What is the use of device priority? Yes, Arvind.
By using the priority, we can set the device according to our requirement, like active and passive. By default, it's 8-bit number 0 to 255 we can select.
Okay.
Payload by default 100. I'm not sure what is about Fortigate.
Okay. Okay, fine. Exactly. So the device priority, by using that device priority only, both the devices are, when both devices are going to participate in the high availability, right? They need to select who is going to become their role. Okay. Even though it's an active or even though it's an active passive, right? So they will select their role by using that device priority only. Who is having highest priority, they will become a master device. Okay. So primary. Okay, primary device. Highest priority will become a primary device. And in active passive mode, highest device priority will become a primary device as well. It will become an active device. The lowest priority will become a passive device. Okay, so based on that, the device priority only active, passive, and master slave will be selected based on the device priority. So we want to make this device as an active device, and this device we want to make it as a backup, as a passive device. So in your primary device you need to give a highest priority, and secondary device you need to give a lowest priority. Okay, so by using the device priority only, active, passive, or in active passive mode, the active primary device and passive secondary device will be selected based on the device priority. Okay, in active mode, active primary and active secondary will be decided by the based on the device priority. Okay, in active mode, device priority is doesn't matter, but the thing is the primary and active secondary will be selected based on the device priority only. Okay, in active passive mode, active firewall and passive firewall will be decided based on the device priority. Okay, so which is having least priority, highest priority, that will become an active device, and which is having least priority, that will become a secondary device. Okay, and as you said, in Palo Alto, the default value for device priority is 100. In Fortinet is 128. Okay, 50% of your mm, z- okay, so you can give up to 255. That's a numerical value, integer value you can provide up to 255, and which is having highest priority, that will become a sorry guys, that will become a active device. So I just want to make 200. I want to make this device as a active device, and then you need to provide a cluster group. Okay, and then you need to provide the password to when both the devices are going to form the cluster, they will be authenticated, both will exchange their information, and both information should be matched, the group name and then password, right? And then mode of high availability, these things should be matched, then only they will participate in the clustering formation. Okay, so password I just want to give. Okay, and then what is session pickup, guys? I told you, right? So if this is the feature you need to enable, let's say we are in active passive mode, so we are active devices currently running, and all the sessions are passing through your active device. Unfortunately, your active devices goes down due to some hardware failure or any logical issue, and your passive will become active. In that case, previous sessions are passing through your previous active device, and your secondary device doesn't aware about your existing session information, right? So if you are enable that session pickup, and in your through your heartbeat interface, your active session information, session table also, connection table also will be shared through your secondary device, so that in case if your second primary devices goes down, your secondary device while come up to the picture, it will have some idea about the existing session information. So this will by using this session pickup, feature, it will not decline any existing sessions in traffic. If you are not enable this option, and your existing sessions will be declined by your secondary device, because your according to your secondary device, that session is not, there is no idea about that session, so it will reinitiate the traffic. Yes, again, yes, it will allow the traffic, because the policy allow already, the policy says to allow the traffic, but the traffic will be reinitiated and it will treated as a new session. Okay, and then so you to avoid that issue, so in that case user will get some packet losses, some interruption in their internet access. Okay, so to avoid that, you need to enable the session pickup on both the devices, so that one is become active and another while one is one is an active state, the passive devices will also know that active devices sessions live session details, so that when it comes to the active pitch active, so that they can able to understand the previous session details, and they will without declining or without reinitiating that existing session, it will allow the traffic. Okay. So, and monitor interface, you want to monitor your LAN WAN interfaces. So whether that interface is going to failure, right? So instead of so based on that, your active passive will be activated. Okay. So no, in Fortinet there is no preemptible option. Until unless your secondary goes down, again your primary, after that only your primary will become active again. Yes, manually you need to force. Yes, Raghavendra.
Sir, if there's no preemption option means uh, then we have to wait until the secondaries goes down. Otherwise, we have to do manually failover, right?
So manually you can do it.
Okay.
There is no, I mean, either you have to wait until your secondary goes down, or
Mhm.
else you need to manually do it.
Why this is advanced feature, right? For example, if there is an
In Fortigate
the
by default,
primary devices is connected with a good speed WAN link, then until unless if it doesn't switch over back, it will run on the low speed bandwidth only with the secondary device. This is a disadvantage, I believe.
no, the thing is, I mean, as you said, if you're, so, I mean, your WAN link might be, you have a link speed might be different, but the thing is, your hardware should be matched. So both your primary and secondary should have a same hardware specification. Then only you can able
Yeah,
to.
that I got to know. OS level and hardware compatibility should be same. Then only it form the HA.
Yes, yes. So I think
But in terms of WAN connectivity, here the reason why we are making the priority I means the WAN connectivity should be good. That's the reason. That's also one of the reason to make the priority I to be the particular device should be an active always.
okay.
But
Yeah, I
without
can.
preemption, then mm,
So
why
and
is there any alternate option? Otherwise, why this Fortigate they didn't make this option here the preemption option?
um, actually, I don't know. The thing is, the preemptive option is they're not by default. They're not giving that option. So we have to ask with Fortinet only, because the other vendors are giving that. But so one of the might be there is some issue with the preemption option in their device. So I mean, manually you have to do that. So yes, you can do it, but you have to manually. There is no automatic preemption options. Okay.
Mhm.
In Fortinet as of now, as per my
Oh,
knowledge. This is as per my knowledge. I'm not sure, so I'm not. I don't want to give a wrong information to you guys. So
here for the HA configuration, we no need to configure any L3 kind of things, right?
no needed, no needed.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to monitor my LAN WAN interfaces as well as activities as well. So in case my LAN link is down, I want to activate my high availability. I mean my failover as well. Okay. So these two interfaces I want to monitor, and this is a and heartbeat interfaces, which is your HA interfaces. And I just want, as per our topology, port 5 is your HA1 link. Port 6 is a HA2 link. Yeah, as a backup link I'm going to use. So just go to enable port 5. This is HA1, and port 6. This is HA2. I'm going to use. The thing is, in case of any issues happen with the port 5, if I'm using single interface for my to form HA or FGC clustering communication. So in case of any issue with that cluster interface, then we cannot form the high availability properly. So I'm adding the backup device as well here. If you have a hardware firewall, yes, we have a dedicated hardware link, HA link in your hardware devices. HA port we have dedicated ports. If it is a virtual, also you can use your data port as well for your HA purpose. Okay, and so port 5, according to me, port 5 is the primary heartbeat interface. And in case due to any issue, my port 5 is down and I want to use as a backup purpose port 6 for heartbeat information exchange. So I'm giving the highest priority for port 5, and port 6 I'm going to give a least priority. Okay, that's it. And that's it, guys. So active passive, I mean HA configuration is completed in your primary device. And now go to your dashboard. Add widgets, HA status. So you can come to know that how HA is configured or not, cluster is formed or not. This information you can able to see. Okay, so this is my HA status. Here I have configured active passive mode, and it is showing my master only. It's not showing my secondary device because it's it's not it made my secondary device for a negotiation. So it's waiting for the synchronization. Okay, so we have to do the same setup in your secondary device, right? So go to that second device firewall, which is having the management interface IP 192.168.0. Sorry, 10.20. 10.10 is your primary device, 10.20 is your secondary device. Okay, and username is the admin, password. Sorry. Backup device. Okay. And if you go to the device network interfaces, expand this, except your port 1, which is your management interface, nothing is configured. So these two, we are to access the console, we are I enable this interface, right? And go to your security rules. Nothing is enabled, right? Nothing is configured, right? And policy also, nothing is configured. I'm here also, I'm not going to configure anything, not policy. So default root, whatever we did in your primary device, right? So that is not configured here in your secondary. I'm not going to configure in your secondary device. The reason, when we are forming the HA, so the whatever your primary device have your configuration, right? The primary device configurations will be getting copied into your secondary device. Okay, so you no need to do anything. So yeah, while forming the HA, the configuration synchronization will be happen through your HA link. So that your primary device will push the whatever the configuration it has, and that configuration will be pushed into your secondary device, including your management interface IP as well. Go to interface, and you can see right now this is 10.20, right? So you, after that, you can call your management interface as a 10.10 only, which is your cluster management IP. Your primary device management IP, that will become your cluster management IP. Okay, fine. So before that, just add your dashboards here as well. HA is, as of now in this device, HA is not configured. So that is the reason it is showing HA mode is standalone. So go to your HA configuration, HA, make it to your active passive mode, device priority. This time I'm going to give a least priority to this device. So because I want to make this device as a secondary device, and then group name should be matched HA hyphen group, and then password should be matched, and then sessions pickup should be enabled, and monitor interface your port 2 and then port 4, right? And then heartbeat interfaces port 5 and port 6, and device priority, actually this priority should be matched, right? Both. Go to system HA port 5, I give 112. Instead of that, just give, right? And go to your secondary device. Okay, that's it, guys. So now waiting for the cluster data, which means it is waiting for the heartbeat exchange. Okay, so the first it both will exchange their priority device priority, their own details. So they are from the HA, the so and so the HA group, and then they have the so and so password, and then after that they will exchange their device priority, and then the master slave election will be happen. And once the master slave election is completed, and who will become active, that device will start to synchronize with your secondary device. Okay, and now you can see the session is lost because I hope this device is selected as a secondary device, so the cluster, this IP is not reachable. Now go to your secondary, I mean your primary device, and refresh once. Yes, you can see that. So now we can able to see both the firewalls. First firewall, which is your site NE site 1. This is one. This the master firewall, which is having the previously, which is having the management IP 10.10. And then which second firewall, which is slave, your site 1 backup firewall, which is previously having management interface 10.20. Okay, so now this device is a slave device, so it started to getting copied from the master device. So whatever master have that IP configuration related, I mean whatever the configuration master have, that same configuration is getting copied into your secondary. Okay, so that's the reason you can't able to access your secondary device through this previous management interface IP. Hereafter, the management interface IP is your cluster IP, that is 192.168.10.10. Okay, even though your primary is goes down and your secondary is coming to the picture also, you can call this you can call the cluster using this IP address only, not your your secondary management interface. Okay, fine. So now you can see that one under this cluster we have two firewalls. One is NE site 1, another one is site 1 backup. Okay, and you can see that NE site 1 is in under tick mark and NE site 1 backup is in a red color state. The reason it is in a, it's not in a down state, it is in a passive mode. So that's the reason here. If both are in active mode, both will come to the picture in a green color. Okay, so here this device also come as just like that. Okay, so as of now, this is active passive mode, and that's it. This is active, still in active state. Okay, and this is in a passive state. So these detail, if you want to know, then go to your dashboard, which is active device, which is passive device, that you can able to see in your dashboard. HA cluster, HA, you can see the master one is NE site 1. Okay, and then slave your backup device. Okay, site 1 backup, these two devices, and cluster is up. So these detail, if you want to know that, go to historical event. So how the HA is formed, right? So this detail, if you want to know when it is HA is formed, when the master is selected, cluster is formed, right? So that and all you can able to see that. So this particular time when we commit all the changes between both the devices, and they had started to talk about the HA formation. So they will exchange this. This is the stage. They will exchange their information. So I am from so and so HA group, and I'm having this password. Okay, and then this is my device priority. Sorry, these two information. Okay, it will start to exchange, and then from this device, your peer device also, this same information will be exchanged. So while exchange, it is waiting for the in this stage, right? While selected as a master one of the member, because there is no peer identification. So very first time, as soon as we just click, we just completed our HA. So HA configuration in your primary device. Okay, so that time it's wait for the peer information, and we later on after 5 to 10 minutes only we started to configure. We completed our configuration in secondary device. So meanwhile, nothing, no one is joined in this cluster. So it is selected itself as a master, okay, and waiting for peer communication. And after we have completed your second device configuration, HA configuration, right? So, and the second device also join in a cluster, which is having the uh, serial number. Okay, this is your serial number. G double one. Okay, and that device also join in the member. sorry, in the cluster. After that, the master and slave should be selected, that right, it should be selected. And right now in this cluster, two members are there. In this two members, who is having the highest priority, the device which is having the serial number VJF1, which is your NE site 1, this device. Okay, so that is selected as a master device. Okay, that is selected as a master. Okay, and hereafter that master means in active passive mode, that will be in the active device. Okay, and started to synchronize all the configuration, and whatever your second primary device which is having the configuration, which is the device which have the serial number VJF1. Okay, if you want to note it down, project, then you can go to your device status. Yes, no need to configure all the policy, everything will be exchanged into your secondary device as well. Okay, including your management IP address. No worries. So that status, if you want to know that. Yes, Ravindra.
Sir, how switch will come to know which is the primary and secondary?
Sorry.
How switch will know the status of this device, which is the primary and secondary? Because when switch is received the packet now frame, it must forward to the primary only. Since both the devices are connected to the same switch, how switch will come to know and how switch will process the packet towards the primary only?
Okay. The thing is, you are talking about the switch.
As
So the same question you have asked in our, I think you asked in a last session. Told you according to this device is in a standby mode. Okay, as of now, both having same IP address. Okay, so it's not going to come into the active picture. So when it is active, then only you need to worry about how the devices will be exchanged. Up to now, your primary, any one of the devices is going to be active, and the switch always learn the MAC addresses. Okay, switch always learn the MAC addresses. So it doesn't aware whether it is active. Switch is not going to decide. I need to forward the primary device. I need to forward the secondary device. Okay, switch is going to do only it will learn MAC address, and it will try to exchange the based on the MAC address only, right? So in that case, your primary device only will going to respond. I am having so and so MAC. Okay, and while learning the MAC address in your switch. Okay, so it will be based. Switch
in
will be
this case,
forward.
switch will not learn any MAC from the secondary device.
Yes, it will not learn any MAC. It is not going to respond until unless it's coming to the picture.
But physically, the interface seems to be up only, right?
Sorry, come again. Physically.
The interface seems to be up only.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
The similar, it's just like, as you said, it's just like a hub activities. Okay, so based on our they will started to learn ARP addresses and all, everything ARP will be replied from the primary. Which one the primary, that only it is going to respond. Okay, the same device will not respond for that. I mean, both the
Okay.
device will not respond always. Okay.
And when we have a cluster, so how we have to do upgradation, iOS upgradation?
For your operating system, you need to
Yeah.
you need to upgrade in your you need to upgrade in, I mean, so when you started to in a cluster, when you started to do operating system upgradation, you can't able to do that. First, the cluster formation will be either first you need to do it individually, then only you can form to the HA. Okay, so patch upgradation it's possible. Okay,
Okay.
but the operating system upgradation it's not possible. You need to either you need to before form your cluster, you need to upgrade your operating system.
No,
Or
it's not like that. See, this will be there forever. I mean, for a 5 year or 10 year. Okay, if we want to upgrade the iOS version from which we have a updated version from the FortiGate, so on that time, how we can proceed further? Already we are having HA configuration now.
I can understand, but the thing is, it's not possible. The OS upgradation, okay, so license update and all, it's not possible doing it in a cluster. Okay, you need to break your cluster, then you need to do it yourself, and then you need to form the cluster. That's the possible two things.
Okay, okay. In this case, like apart from iOS upgradation, for any other reason, do we need to break the cluster and update the things?
Um, I
You
mean,
said
the
some
license
the policy, some you said like certificate or something.
licenses,
Yeah, yeah,
licenses,
like some.
licenses, license update, these and all, you need to do it separate. So that's the reason before form the cluster, you should complete your all the steps. So you have to either it's an operating system upgradation, or either it's an firmware upgradation, or either it's a license update, right?
That's okay because
Everything.
it's let's say example we made this cluster 5 year ago. Now we have a updated version iOS which we have to do.
In that case, we cannot do that. I mean, I'm saying that. So if in your organization, if you have started to do your clustering now, then
Mhm.
you have to start from your. I mean, the basic steps you have to complete. Then you can go for. If you're, as you said, this is a long back you did, and now you want to upgrade, then there is no option. You have to take a backup all those steps, and you need to break your cluster, and you need to complete your break upgradation and then license update all those steps, then
Okay,
you need to
okay,
find the budget.
okay. Let's say example when we break this cluster, what will be the management IP for the backup? Remain same? I mean, which you configured the 10.20, or do we need to configure once again?
No. The management IP will be the, whatever you given previously, that will be applicable there.
Okay, okay, fine.
Is Jaina, it should be same version, same hardware specification, same setup of licenses. Yes, it should be there. Then only you can form H. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's test the HA configuration.
Sir, is there anything else to learn more about HA?
Um, you can do you can add multiple devices. Okay. So in your cluster, one will be
Maximum
there.
4 devices, right?
Yes, maximum 4 devices.
Okay.
I'll give you the alternate ways. Okay.
Mhm.
This is your HA right now. Both the devices are synchronized. Okay.
Okay.
So now the
In the
configuration in
same
your
same way, the dashboard, can we see it from the Forti manager?
40 manager, it's for, I mean, HA, you can't see the HA status of FortiGate firewalls. but you can see the HA status of FortiManager.
Oh, okay. The FortiManager is something like Panorama, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. But okay. But when we have to see the FortiGate cluster status, then we have to log in individually.
In your cluster, you have to log in your cluster.
Mhm,
So I mean, you can able to access you can manage through
mhm,
your Forti manager. You can manage your Fortigate devices and you can form the clusters, but the
mhm,
cluster full details, if you can just see the status, I mean the cluster is active or any issue, that thing you can able to see in your Forti manager. Okay, but you full details about your cluster you can't able to see in your Forti manager.
mhm. Okay.
So it's similar to your panorama. Okay, so let's try to test with our high availability. So this device is my. I'm going to ping my active device. /24 network. Okay, I have reachability to the internet. To your primary device. It is not updated. Okay. Okay, so actually your backup is become a primary now. Okay, let me show that. Okay, the master is master site one, but still the traffic is passing through yours. Go to your firewall. Able to see my screen. Yes. So these are all the active session we have. Okay. Both are in synchronization. So master is your FG VME. I mean, last 4-digit we can say JF VJF1, which is having the serial number VJF1. That is right now is an active device, and which is having the serial number UG11. That is active acting as a secondary device right now. Okay, so you can see right now I'm in a any site one device configuration device. Okay, so which is having the serial number VJF1. That is your active, I mean, active device. Okay, and go to your cluster. HA, and your passive device serial number, you can able to see that this is your passive device UG11. Okay, so this is your slave device. Okay, and these sessions are your heartbeat information, session pickup, right? I mean, session synchronization, and then hello packets that are passing through your heartbeat interface. Okay, so that session these are all the that details, the configuration synchronization, and then routing table updates, session table updates are passing through your heartbeat links. You can see that heartbeat links differentiate by the heart symbol. Okay, these two interfaces are heartbeat interfaces. So that's a session that session count is, you can able to see that. Okay, and hereafter I'm going to increase some other traffic from my passive, sorry, my active device. Go to system, no, system A itself. It, I'm going to reinitiate it. Okay, now I'm initiating the different traffic as well. Now go to your master. You can see session is increased. So 24 to 66 session active session details are increased. Okay, so the traffic is passing through your active primary device, right? So active master device. Now I'm going to down this master device and whether the traffic is passing through my secondary or not. Okay, I'm going to check. So let's down where it is. So before that, I just want to confirm still that session is executed. Okay, yes, still it's pinging. Now I'm going to disable my, I'm going to down my active device. So which is any site one, right? In your topology. This is my any site one device, right? So I just want to project one more time. Yes, that is the device host name also any site one. Okay, so I just want to reboot this device. I mean, stop this device, shut down, and let's see what will happen in your cluster and the traffic as well. Okay, so after reboot, when packet losses happen, I mean, after shut down my active device, I have lost one packet, and then I'm able to communicate with my Google server. right? I'm getting reply from my Google server. So let's check your cluster details now. Admin login. Go to HA status. So master, it's showing HA master. Now refresh your thing, and now you can see that site one backup device. Okay, the master is site one backup device. Okay, and go to cluster. Sorry, to system and high availability. Now you can see that cluster details. Right now, only your site one backup devices are okay. Now the traffic is passing through your site one backup. Okay, and now check your same thing. Sorry, get system HA status. This is the command to check your HA details. Okay, and you can see the mode is HA active passive mode, and then right now your master only, it's only one member. Yeah, member is there. Who is that? Master, your master. Okay. Yes, you, if you want, you can use like that. So as of now, by default, it will take that virtual IP of your management IP, uh, your primary device management IP itself. It's take for your cluster. And if you want to assign the dedicated IP address for your cluster, then you can able to assign that as well. You can go to HA setups, management reservation. This option you can, here you can assign the IP address for your cluster. Okay. Okay, guys, and for you guys, I'm going to give you the task for active active. So just select active active, and you can see that any one of the difference. Can you able to see that any in your difference in a configuration as soon as I selected from this is standalone, from standalone to active active, I'm choosing that, right? And passive, active passive also. Any differentiation you're having for a configuration purpose, nothing, right? And just do your task, just do the lab. I mean, just come after completion of your active passive lab and do active active and let me know how the results are you are getting. Okay. Okay, that is your task and let me know. And if you are facing any difficulties, I'll help you for that. But do yourself for active active. Yeah. Configuration wise, there is nothing much difference. Just it's not just like that Palo Alto or any other firewalls. It's very simple to configure active active mode as well. The almost similar to your active passive. Okay, but do your lab and cross check with your results and let me know what is the difficulties if you are facing. I mean, if you're facing any difficulties, let me know. I'll help you for that. Okay. Device priorities changed. Yes, because this is least priority we given to your secondary device right now. It's my secondary is in active mode. Okay, so my secondary device priority, I give a device priority as 100, and my primary device I give a device priority as a 200. Okay, so my primary is down right now, and so my secondary is in active mode, so it's showing its own device priority. Okay, guys, and please do your lab with active passive mode and active active. And if you're facing any difficulties, let me know. I'll take it. Okay. So tomorrow I'm going to start, guys. Please watch if you're not watch our VPN basic theories, right? And please watch that recorded video today. Tomorrow I'm going to start with the VPN. Okay. I hope everyone is go through that recorded video. I hope you have some idea about VPN and IPsec VPN, what is IPsec VPN, what is phase 1 and phase 2. Everything I have explained in that recorded video. Okay, how what is phase 1 and what is phase 2, everything. Okay, I hope you have gone through it, and if not, please go through that one, guys. So because tomorrow we are going to jump into the lab, IPsec VPN lab. Okay. As you asked, I'll share that VPN documents. No worries. Sindhil, you can call me if you want to talk me. You can call me. If you're, are you available now after 9:30? Sindhil, are you there? Okay, guys, that's it today. We'll meet tomorrow. Bye bye. Take care. And Sindhil, if you want to talk to me, you can call me after 9:30. Okay. So you send a message to me, right? So you want to talk to me. So, so you can call me after 9:30 to 11:30. I'm available then. Okay. Take care, guys. Bye bye.